Hello everyone, my name is Aroi Kadam and I am first year student at NKP Salvi Institute of Medical Sciences. So today I am going to present a case on clinical anatomy. So let's check out what my case is about. My case tells us that a 28-year-old male ran over the pothole while cycling and was thrown over the handlebars of his bicycle. He presents to the emergency department with pain over his right collarbone and difficulty to move his right arm. So, what are the possible diagnoses that you will see after you read the case? So, let's check that out. Can it be a case of muscle strain, ligament injury, or something major like a shoulder dislocation, clavicle fracture, brachial plexus injury, or thoracic outlet syndrome? So, in the case, it's given that there is pain over the right collarbone region. Usually, when there is a shoulder dislocation, the pain is felt over the shoulder region and there would be muscle spasms, which is not there in the case, in our case. So, the possibility of shoulder dislocation should be ruled out. Other possibilities are more or less related to each other. So, the doctor will usually ask the patient to take an X-ray as it provides a clear idea about the case. So, let's check out what we will find after we see the X-ray. On taking an X-ray, we find a clavicular fracture in the middle of the shaft. It seems to be a comminuted type of a fracture. You can see that there are multiple pieces of bones, like there are three I can see over here. It's a Z type of fracture that you can see, and it is very much displaced from its original position. So, this is a comminuted type of fracture. You can see that the medial side of the shaft of the clavicle is lifted up. It's because of the sternocleidomastoid muscle which is attached over that region, and the lateral segment is displaced downwards because the trapezius muscle alone won't be able to lift up the weight of the upper limb muscles. So we can see that in this case there is a difficulty in arm movement. As we saw in the case, the person is not able to move his right arm properly. So it is because that the clavicle helps in transmission of weight of upper limb to the axial skeleton, and if the clavicle gets fractured, it is not possible, right? So yeah. So other possibilities, the muscle strain and ligament injury. It can occur, but as we saw in the X-ray, it's clavicle fracture. So muscle strain and ligament injury are not the main causes for the pain over the right collarbone region. So they should be ruled out. They can occur, but they are not the major causes in this case. Brachial plexus injury. It can occur because of clavicle fracture. When the bones pressurize the brachial plexus, then it can cause injury to the brachial plexus. But there are other signs and symptoms of brachial plexus injury which should be tested. After clavicle fracture, you should test for some other nerve compression or like something like that. But as of now, we should rule it out because there is nothing as such we can see in the patient for now. Thoracic outlet syndrome, it is a group of disorders that occurs due to the compression of any nerve or vessel. So it affects the area below the clavicle and above the first rib, but usually the pain is felt on the shoulder region, and as the X-ray has told us that it's a clavicle fracture, so this should also be ruled out. So again, from the X-ray it is clear. So, how do we approach the diagnosis? Physical examination. Knowledge about the cause of the injury, how it occurred. The doctor will ask the patient how the injury has occurred, and the pain signs and symptoms should also be known by the doctor, because in this case we saw that there was right collarbone pain over the right collarbone region. So the doctor will get to know that there is something wrong with the clavicle region, and other possibilities like shoulder dislocation, um, any other problem would be ruled out in that instance. So yeah, pains and symptoms are very important. In clavicular fracture, often an obvious bump is seen at the fracture site. I'll show you the obvious how it looks like, and there is stent formation. Tests should also be done to check if any nerves, like I already mentioned, brachial plexus can get compressed, and even the blood vessels that lie beneath the clavicle, whether they are injured or not. So this is the bulging that you can see. The tenting of the skin has occurred. Tenting means that the skin has lost its property of elasticity. Usually it comes back to its original position, but here it's not the case. So yeah, image studies. So after we saw in our case that the doctor had asked the patient to take an X-ray. So X-rays are very efficient in providing images of the bones, and they give a clear picture about the site of fracture and the severity of the damage. Other regions near the shoulder should also be checked via X-ray to see if any other damage has occurred, because sometimes there is a breakage in the rib also, so that should also be checked, because otherwise it would remain and pain would be there because of it. So yeah, the treatment. As the fracture we have seen in a case is a comminuted type of fracture, the treatment is surgery. The bone is very much displaced from its original position, so yeah, surgery is very important. Open reduction and internal fixation is a type of surgery. This is a procedure most often used to treat the clavicle fractures. During the procedure, the bone fragments are first repositioned. They are been brought back to the original position from the displaced position into the normal alignment, and the pieces of bones are then held in place with a special metal hardware. So there are these two types of internal fixation. Plates and screws can be used. After being repositioned into the normal alignment, the bone fragments are held in place with the help of special screws and metal plates attached to the outer surface of the bone. Or we can use pins or screws. Pins or screws can also be used to hold the fracture in good position. You can see in this picture, and position after the bone ends have been put back in place. The incisions for pins or screws placement are usually smaller than those for the plates. Okay. Pain management. So after surgery, pain might still be there. This is a natural part of the healing process. Many patients find that using ice and simple non-prescription medications for pain relief are all that is needed to relieve pain. But sometimes we can require NSAIDs or opioid derivatives if the pain is very intense. Okay, it may differ. So rehabilitation. So whether the treatment involves surgery or not, it can take several months for the fracture to heal. Healing may take longer in diabetics or in people who smoke or use tobacco products. Healing also depends on the age. Younger children get heal earlier than older people because of more osteoblastic activity. So yeah, most people return to their regular activities within 3 months of their injury. Returning to regular activity or lifting your arm before the doctor advises may cause the fracture fragments to move or the hardware to break, and this may require to start the treatment from the beginning, as we say, back to square one. Once the fracture has completely healed, one can safely return to the sports activity. Okay, so you need to wait till it's properly back into position, and you can, when the doctor advises you to do so. So thank you for watching my presentation. I hope it helped you to know about clavicle fractures. Okay, thanks.